Hey Queens, this is Indigo, and this is 3 tips for single women with kids who want a husband. 1, stay prayed up. There's a lot of men out here that do not mind being in a relationship with a woman with kids. So, you want to make sure that the man that is coming to you is a God-sent man, because you don't want just any man around your children. You want to make sure that your children, after God, they come first. So their safety is a big thing. So if a man can make you feel safe after you have prayed and you have used the discernment in your spirit to know that this is a man sent from God, don't just rush into the relationship. You know, a lot of times after becoming single again and we have kids, we forget that God is still our guidance. We forget that he's still healing us and mending our broken hearts. And you don't want to just bring any old thing around your children. So you want to make sure that you always are stayed. You want to make sure that you're always prayed up. Another thing, take it slow. You don't have to rush in anything. You don't have to rush into another relationship with someone just because your family is pushing you into it and they feel like your children need a man. The good thing is your children, they have a father. And if your children's father is in their lives, then allow their father to be their father. Allow their father to spend time with them so that way you can have time for yourself. Have time to regroup. Have time to find out who you are again. Find out who is God calling you to be. Find out what kind of man you want. Because now your standards have to change, because now not only you're not just thinking about yourself anymore, you're thinking about yourself and your children. What kind of mate is compatible, not just for you, but for yourself? Can the next man that God sends you, can he, or the man that God sends you, can he step up to the plate and be a father figure to your children when their father is not around? So you want to make sure you are taking time to develop yourself, who you are now, not who you were before the children, but creating standards now in the place that you are in today. The third thing, don't rush the introduction between your children and who you feel God is sending you. Make sure you take time to get to know this man, and make sure that you have created an open form of dialogue between you and your children. When you know that the man loves your children just as much as he loves you, then you will know that this is the man that God has sent you. I don't care what anybody says. When you put your children first, the way that God has given you the gift of these children, because these children are your responsibility, you have to look out for them. And you can't just take any man who is looking for you only and to come in between you and your children, especially when they're little. Now, when your children are grown up adults, then it's time to cut the umbilical cord, and time for them to have their own time, and for you to have your own time. But that's a whole different conversation, and we're not even going there. We're talking about children who are little that God has blessed you with to be able to take care of them. So you want to make sure that 1, you always stay prayed up. 2, you take it slow. And 3, know when the right time is to introduce your children to the right man that God has sent you. And you will know when you are ready for a husband. God will send you that special man. Just because you have children does not mean that God has left you out. There is a man out there for you, and sometimes he has to get himself together to know that he's coming into a made family, and that you and the children have been waiting on him. And then the dynamics of it. So just take your time and know that you are not forgotten. God has you. He has a special man for you. That man's gonna love your children. He's going to love you. He's going to love God. And most importantly, you guys going to be a family. So, remember to value the wait